DSM Living with Wendy Wen, Melanie Hall, and Sharon Rooney.
Hey everyone, I'm Kelsey Clemmy, your host and the newest addition to the DSM Living team. Today's episode is one you're not going to want to miss. Coming up, I preview the August edition of DSM Living magazine.
Coming up, we're going to see a fabulous main floor remodel done by Grand Homes and Renovations.
Coming up on DSM Living, we're shopping at the Urbandale Home Depot for heating and cooling systems with Bob Oliver.
Forget regular cheeseburgers on the grill. We're going to add a smoky flair to ours today with my take on a smoky burger.
Coming up, we're going to check out a remodeling project done by Kaufman Construction, where function meets luxury. We're at West End Architectural Salvage to do our craft project today. So we are going to make a Scrabble picture frame.
Do you ever drive by homes with remodeler signs and just wonder, God, I'd love to get a peek inside? Well, now you can with a tour of remodeled homes coming up. We're going to give you a little preview of what you're going to see in September from the Remodelers Council of Greater Des Moines. We're at a gorgeous home in Waukee, and we're going to tell you about the project going on here in just a minute. But Devin Kaufman, owner of Kaufman Construction, has invited us here. Now, Devin, you are wearing a different hat for today's purposes because you are the chair of the Tour of Remodeled Homes for the Remodelers Council of Greater Des Moines, and they have a huge event coming up.
Yep, every September, several of our members put on a show of remodeling projects throughout the metro area. And this year it's September 21st and 22nd.
And what people need to know is this is such an incredible opportunity to get inside homes that you probably drive by and wonder, what are they doing there? Because I see trucks and activity. And you would just love to know what everybody's doing to their homes, how they're updating their homes, how they're making them better and adding layout and livability. Now you can get in because the remodelers are inviting you in.
Exactly. Open up the doors for a couple days and get to see some of what we're doing, you know, see some of the new ideas out there, and we get a really good opportunity to talk to the remodelers and get an idea of the way they do business and personalities and things like that.
That's a really good point, because when you have a big remodel project, you spend a lot of time at the home.
Exactly. Calling a remodeler out of the blue or out of the yellow pages or off the internet or whatever, you know, that can be a little bit intimidating. So this is a good opportunity to, you know, kind of check the waters and decide who you think you would like to talk to about your project.
And everyone who is in this year's Tour of Remodeled Homes and any Tour of Remodeled Homes, they are all members of the Remodelers Council. So what does that mean to our viewers?
The first criteria in choosing a remodeler should be whether they belong to the Remodelers Council. We have opportunities to get up to date on code requirements and continued education to understand building trends and business practices, best building practices. So in general, it just elevates us as a professional industry, so you make sure you're working with someone that you can trust, that is in it for the long haul. They aren't just a fly-by-night type operation.
That's right. Devin, we're shooting at a location that will be ready for the Tour of Remodeled Homes by Kaufman Construction, and this is going to be outdoor living at its finest. Tell us a little bit about this project.
Well, yeah, just like we're putting the finishing touches on the plans for the tour, we're obviously putting the finishing touches into this project. But people are really trying to extend their living space with covered porches or patios, and that's part of the fun of it. There are many different routes you can go as far as materials and function, but outdoor space in general, rather than just plunking a deck on the back, this space will have built-in grill and bar area and a really nice stone fireplace that will help extend the season to keep it warm in here throughout much of the fall. So just a lot of exciting opportunities to expand your living space.
Devin, we're going to have more projects on the TV show of things that are going to be on the Tour of Remodeled Homes. Let's hear about those.
Yeah, make sure you're watching the show in weeks leading up to it. We'll have more features on some of the projects that will be on the tour. The show is September 21st and 22nd from 10 till 6. If you want more information about it, go to remodeldesmoines.com.
And how can people get those tickets?
You can you just pick them up at the sites, but you can find out more information on the website remodeldesmoines.com, and also we'll have advertisements in the Register and some other places around town.
Okay, a wonderful opportunity. Do not miss it. Mark your calendars, September 21st and 22nd for the tour of remodeled homes, brought to you by the Remodelers Council of Greater Des Moines. Thanks a lot, Devin.
Thank you.
Experience the Des Moines lifestyle at your fingertips. Introducing DSM Living magazine. DSM Living is trendy, local, functional, and available on your iPad. Download DSM Living magazine from the App Store today and enter to win $500. And remember to tune in Sunday mornings at 11 on ABC 5.
Forget regular cheeseburgers on the grill. We're gonna add a smoky flair to ours today with my take on a smoky burger. I'm Whitney with Fairway and Sensible Health. Let's get cooking. We're gonna start with 1 pound of 93 lean % ground beef to keep our calories in check. And some people like to mix their leaner ground beef with the higher fat ground beef to make sure it stays moist on the grill, but I'm gonna add enough stuff in here that we don't need to worry about that. Next, we're gonna grate over our ground beef about 1.5 tablespoons of fresh onion. We're also going to grate 1 garlic clove into our ground beef. We don't want any big chunks of onion or garlic when we bite into our burger, and that's why we're using a grater. About 1 tablespoon or so of Worcestershire sauce, or however much you like. Now we're gonna add our spices: ground cumin, paprika, any of your favorite grill seasoning, salt and pepper, and about 1/2 of 1 bunch of fresh parsley. Now we're gonna gently mix this, and I'm gonna use my hands, and you just wanna get the ingredients incorporated. You don't wanna overmix it because then your burger can be a little tough. Our burgers are made, and 1 pound of ground beef should make 4 burgers. That's why we have 4 patties. I'm gonna go wash my hands quick, and then we'll throw these on the grill. We're over here at the grill. We're gonna cook our burgers for about 5 minutes on each side, and you'll notice I have 2 packs of hickory wood chips here. Soak them for about 15 minutes in water, and then put them on your grill in a little foil packet for 5 to 10 minutes before you put your burgers on, and that's gonna give our burgers even more of that smoky flavor that we're going for. It's time to flip our burgers, and then we're gonna cook them on the other side for a few more minutes, or until the internal temperature reaches 165 degrees. And to get that really smoky flavor that we're going for, we're also going to add some smoked Gouda cheese to the top of our burgers. Our smoky burgers are completely done. You can top yours with tomato, lettuce, or spicy brown mustard. And if you want this recipe or any others, you can visit fairway.com. And remember, the most important ingredient in any grilling recipe is family.
Hey everyone, I'm Kelsey Clemmy, the newest addition to the DSM Living team. Even though summer is starting to cool down, we're just starting to get heated up with the DSM Living magazine. Last issue, we showed you different ways that you could heat up your summer with fun activities. And in the August issue of DSM Living magazine, we'll show you how to kick some flavor into your kitchen with Spice It Up. But cooking isn't the only thing that you're gonna find inside of our August edition of DSM Living magazine. Did you know that there's an architectural symbol downtown dedicated entirely to women? Well, there is, and I'm on it right now. The Iowa Women of Achievement Bridge is one of the main focal points of the Principal Riverwalk, and one of the locations we talk about in Principal Riverwalk, the next stage for Des Moines. In it, we also talk about other locations that you can go to sightsee, trails that you can go on, and also places you can grab a bite to eat. Speaking of trails, if you want to run on down or bike to Gray's Lake, you can enjoy free yoga in the park on Saturday mornings. In this issue of DSM Living, we'll also tell you 5 natural ways to de-stress yourself, including the health differences between tea and coffee. But you aren't the only one that might want to de-stress. Your 4-legged friend might want to also. We highlight Dogwoods Lodge, a luxury hotel for your furry friend. All of this and so much more is in the August issue of DSM Living magazine. Download it now on your iPad, iPhone, or your Android tablet. All you have to do is go to the App Store or Google Play to download it. Did we mention that it's free? You can also win up to $500 in our contest that goes through the end of the month. Look for our September issue coming on September 2nd. Well, me and Jack are going to go on a walk now, but be sure to download the magazine. See you guys next time.
Find us online at dsmliving.com to watch this week's episode, see other videos, and check out what's coming up on future shows.
Hi, I'm Ron the Car Guy from Westside Auto Pros. Here's your trivia question of the week. Stay tuned for the answer when we come back.
I'm Mary Alice Hill, and this is my Chevy Volt.
It's great. I don't even pay attention to gas prices anymore because I don't have to fill up. I like the features, I like the performance, I like the torque of the electricity. You get immediate power from a stop.
It's an environmentally friendly vehicle. I feel like I'm driving the car from the future.
I love this car.
Your dealer for life, Carl Chevrolet.
Experience the Des Moines lifestyle at your fingertips. Introducing DSM Living magazine. DSM Living is trendy, local, functional, and available on your iPad. Download DSM Living magazine from the App Store today and enter to win $500. And remember to tune in Sunday mornings at 11 on ABC5.
The correct answer is D. Have car questions that need answers? Call Westside Auto Pros at 225-9090.
We are at a beautiful home in Urbandale that had a main floor remodel done by Grand Homes and Renovations. David, this space looks absolutely fantastic. So what were the goals that the homeowner had with this remodel?
Their biggest goal was to open up this space so it would be a great entertaining room for them. And one of our first priorities was to open up this wall between the kitchen and the living room.
So there was a wall right here.
Right, it was a divider post and a half wall here, which really kind of closed off that room to this space. So we took that wall out, and then on the other side of the house, we opened up the wall that was between the kitchen and the dining room.
It really flows so well. So there's a lot of functionality with this space. And I always hear that the #1 thing for a remodel project is about design. So how do you even start to come up with these ideas?
We sit down with the homeowners and there's a lot of back and forth about things they want, things they don't like about their house, things they do like about their house. We try to incorporate all those together and give them a great functional space.
Well, what's your favorite part of this?
I like the open space to the dining room and the new transom windows.
Carrie, this kitchen is absolutely amazing. The space is so usable. So tell us a little bit about the design in here.
Well, she wanted a pantry, she wanted the built-in oven and microwave and a cooktop, but it's just getting it all combined in a space that's functional but yet pleasing to the eye.
So there wasn't a pantry here initially?
There was, but it was small. It was the standard built-in closet with an oak door, not attractive and not well for storage.
Well, I love the cabinets. So let's talk about these first. The drawers just pull out all the way, and are these ones that retract too?
Yep, they're the soft closing. These are Omega cabinets, which are made here in Iowa, and great company, lifetime warranty.
The white kitchen is amazing. I love that it looks so clean, but yet it looks really classy too. Is this really the new trend?
Oh, you know, it's a great time to remodel your kitchen. There are no rules. I mean, everything goes, and that's the great part of doing a painted kitchen or a cherry kitchen. It's really all about you and how you live in your home.
So there's 2 different styles of granite going on here.
Yep, they wanted more of a furniture island, but yet it was nice to sit at. It's something a little more softer to the eye. And then they liked having a black countertop around the perimeter.
This space again is just so usable. So they put the cooktop here, and then they wanted the refrigerator right there. And did you do that design or come up with that design?
We did. We actually had several plans that we talked through. They also started paying attention to how they use their existing kitchen, which is really important.
Well, what advice do you have for people that want to remodel their kitchen? What's the first thing they need to start thinking about then?
You know, what works for you and what doesn't. If something really works well in your already existing kitchen, you don't want us to come in and take it out. So if there are pieces or parts of your kitchen that work, those are the things we need to know about, just as much as the things that don't work for you.
That is such great advice. And when I was walking in, I noticed that the bathroom had some updates done too. So what did you guys do in the bathroom?
Yeah, well, we carried the same wood floor through the bathroom, and then they just freshened it up with some paint, new trim, and a new vanity.
Carrie and David, I'm sure this remodeling project is the talk of the neighborhood. All the neighborhood parties are going to be held here from now on. Grand Homes and Renovations did an amazing job. So if our viewers want to get a hold of you, what's the best way they can reach you?
Give us a call or go to grandhomesiowa.com.
Perfect. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We're at the Urbandale Home Depot store talking about heating and cooling our homes. And hey, hi Bob.
Hi Sharon.
Bob Oliver of Bob Oliver Heating and Air Conditioning. How are you?
Doing good today. We're at the Home Depot today in Urbandale and wanting to talk about ductless air conditioning and heating in your home. This can be used in additions, areas that never have heated or cooled properly. And we have a really great team up here with the Home Depot and Mitsubishi electric units, the most efficient units really in the world. And these can be installed into your home and virtually change your atmosphere inside your home immediately.
Well, Bob, you seem to really believe in this new system. Tell us what makes it so wonderful.
Well, really, it's Mitsubishi is one of the best products out there. It's #1 in the world for supplying mid-split systems in homes. And of course, we're doing it ductless. And one of the biggest things that we battle here in North America on the heat side is our natural gas costs. These run off electric and they're the most efficient units out there. And so that's one of the big reasons there is you can reduce your fuel costs.
And what about size? So this goes up higher on the wall. Maybe that's more efficient too, but it doesn't run all the way around the baseboard like what we're used to seeing.
Right, and that's true. This is a slimline outdoor unit here that would be outside. It's 35 inches wide, 12 inches in depth. So it's a very small unit outdoors. Our 35.5-inch head here is actually primarily colored to match any rooms in your home. And the big thing with it is it does go up high, and we're taking a lot of that heat that's in the home or cool air and transferring it in the places where it usually stays, and we can get out and start mixing the air better.
That sounds very energy efficient.
It is, and the best thing that really teams up here is they have a 7-year parts and labor warranty that goes along with this install, which is huge. Typical brands will run you 2 years on the parts, 6 years on a compressor. Having 7 years is just the ultimate thing, and it only happens when you partner up with the Mitsubishi and the Home Depot.
Okay, a great partnership then.
You bet, and we're proud to install it for them.
We're talking with Pat Ryan, who's the manager of the Urbandale Home Depot. What kind of questions do people come up with about the heating and cooling?
Sure, well, one of the things they come up with first of all is how can I afford this? And at the Home Depot we've got great financing. That's one of the biggest questions they have, because lots of times when customers come in, they've either been putting off this job for a long time or they've got a problem. It's stopped and it's 100 degrees out or it's 10 below. Okay, so if you just walk in here, we'll take you right up to the service desk. We'll get you in touch with Bob Oliver and you'll be able to speak to him and set up an appointment. Lots of times that's what customers like, because it's an immediate reaction versus, well, when is somebody really going to call me? So that works really well. If you come into the Home Depot, we can hook you up with Bob Oliver and go from there.
Bob, how can people learn more about this ductless heating and cooling system?
It's really easy. When you're doing your shopping at the Home Depot, you can just stop in, talk to any one of the friendly Home Depot people in the store, or you can call 1-800-HOME-DEPOT or look them up on HomeDepot.com.
Okay, a lot of great information. Thanks so much, Bob Oliver Heating and Air Conditioning, and Home Depot.
Experience the Des Moines lifestyle at your fingertips. Introducing DSM Living magazine. DSM Living is trendy, local, functional, and available on your iPad. Download DSM Living magazine from the App Store today and enter to win $500. And remember to tune in Sunday mornings at 11 on ABC5. This remodeling project was about creating the space the homeowner desired, and Devin, you guys did a fantastic job with that. Now, when I spoke to the homeowner, she said she wanted something earthy, but really pretty modern and functional.
Right, there was actually a peninsula fireplace here, and that was a sitting room that they didn't really use very much, and we remodeled the bathroom too and wanted to gain some space in there, so we reduced the size of the closet there, moved it out here. Also had this sculpture here that Moberg had done and wanted to keep it, but it had a bear on it that they weren't so crazy about, and so got Moberg back in to remove the bear and touch everything up, and we repainted it and really became a really nice focal point of the room now.
It's absolutely beautiful, and it does just, there's such a great contrast between the earthiness and the modernness and the arts and crafty style too. But I love how you kept things opened. Was that your idea to do that?
I like the way we work with the homeowner, and sometimes because we're so cooperating with the homeowner, sometimes we forget who had what idea.
Sure.
So,
well, she did speak your praises when I was talking to her. She said you guys are absolutely fantastic to work with. And she did tell me that the bathroom was kind of the start of the whole project. So should we go in and take a peek?
Absolutely.
Sounds good. This is where it all started. I've got to say, this is absolutely incredible. It's just a bathroom that's functional, and it's easy to maneuver, and it has everything that I love, Devin. Mm-hmm. So talk to us about what it looked like before.
You know, we didn't change a lot about the floor plan, but definitely the finishes. It was bland. It was just not a lot of color, not a lot of pop. It's a really nice, rather large house, and the bathroom, you know, to fit the house needed to be a little more luxurious. So
sure.
That's what we did. It's definitely upscale, but with the earthy colors and the warm tones, you know, it really has a comfortable feel to it.
Absolutely. I think one of my favorite elements in this room is the bathtub. Was there a tub there before? Or?
There was, but it was a deck mount tub, so it really confined the space. This freestanding tub just gives a much more spacious feel and really opens up the whole area.
Devin, when people think of remodeling, I think they see a lot of dollar signs oftentimes to get the space that they want, the desired space. So how can you manage to really balance out how much I'm going to spend and maybe eventually recoup that money?
Well, you know, using this bathroom as an example, it's obviously extravagant, but there is a point where you've spent money essentially to spend money, and then there's a point where you spend the appropriate amount of money to get a better product, and I think that's something we really excel at. We work through design and then add in the cost and back and forth so that we make sure we're designing a project that fits your budget.
Again, you guys have done a fantastic job. Another great thing about this house is that you can see it on the tour of remodeled homes. So Devin, when is the tour?
It's September 21st and 22nd, 10 to 6 both days, and there are houses throughout the metro, and you can buy a ticket at any one of those spots, start there and go to as many of them as you'd like to see. And you can find out more information at remodeldesmoines.com.
Perfect. And if people want to get a hold of Kaufman Construction, what can they do?
Just go to our website, kaufmanconstruction.com.
Sounds great. Well, I think I'm going to venture back here and take a look around.
Follow DSM Living on Facebook and Twitter to see behind-the-scenes photos and find out what events are going on in and around Des Moines.
We're at West End Architectural Salvage to do our craft project today. Now, I picked out a very basic project. It's something that's easy, simple to make, but it would make an adorable, cute gift. So we are going to make a Scrabble picture frame. You just need a couple items. First of all, you need to get a photo, a picture frame, probably get your Scrabble game out, some glue, and tape. All right, so we chose the photo of Des Moines. Once the photo is printed, you can go ahead and then select your mat and frame. And we are using a little bit bigger frame with a mat, and that gives the picture more of an elegant look. Once you have the frame and mat selected, you can get your Scrabble game out and pick out your saying. And then the next step is to get some glue and the tape. Okay, so we have the picture ready to go. And I am going to put this on just like this. I'm going to lay it out first, my saying, kind of see where it would look fine. And you can put the saying anywhere on the photo. If you want to put it in the corner or up above, I think that looks pretty good though. The Des Moines Living looks pretty good there. Now you want to choose, I'll scoot that down a little bit. You want to choose glue that is going to dry clear because there's a chance that the glue could seep out underneath the Scrabble tiles. And you can get the Scrabble tiles from the Scrabble game, but also craft shops would have some sort of lettering that you'd be able to use too. So I think the trick to putting this on is to use just the right amount of glue. You don't want to use too much, but you don't want to use too little either. So just a couple little dabs would be perfect. And you can also make this really fun and make it like a Scrabble game. Unfortunately, we can't really do that with DSM Living, but if you had something, you could put the letters down or across or whatever you wanted to do. We'll put these little guys on here. And then once we get them on here, it takes about 10 or 15 minutes to have them dry. So this is a very, very quick project, and actually I think my kiddos at home would love to do this too. Pretty easy. Put it right on there. All right, our last letter is on. So we're going to take a look at this. I think that looks pretty good. Straighten them out a little bit while they're still drying. And then again, just take about 10 to 15 minutes to let it dry. All right, well, it looks like our letters have dried on the photo, so we will go ahead and pop them in the picture frame. So just turn the frame around, and again, I used a little bit of a thicker mat, so I think that will really make the picture pop. I'll just put it in here. Now, I think it would be a wise decision to put a little bit of tape on here to make sure the photo doesn't crinkle. So I'm just going to tape the ends pretty gently. And maybe I'll put a couple pieces of tape also on the top and bottom to make sure the picture stays. The letters make the picture a little heavier in the frame, so adding some tape will give it some extra support. All right, now it's time to put the back on here. I am so excited to see this project, the completion. It's pretty simple. All my friends tell me I'm not crafty, but I tell them I think I'm pretty crafty and I can do stuff like this. You guys ready? Here we go, Des Moines Living. That looks great. I think I have the perfect spot for it in my office. I need to give a shout out to Rochelle, who helped me with this project today. And if you have any do-it-yourself projects, please check us out on Facebook or let us know how this project turned out for you. Also, you need to come to West End Architectural Salvage. As you can see, they have a ton of cool, fun, exciting things for your home. So check them out.
Well, that's our show for today. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out our Facebook page where you can join in on the conversation, or you can check out our YouTube channel where you can watch some past segments. I'm Kelsey Clemmy. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your weekend.
Host apparel by Francesca's, located in Jordan Creek Mall in West Des Moines.
Follow DSM Living on Facebook and Twitter to see behind-the-scenes photos and find out what events are going on in and around Des Moines. If you want to see your company or event on DSM Living, head over to our website and fill out a simple form, or shoot us an email to info@dsmliving.com.
Carrie, this kitchen is absolutely...
I'm starting to really because I felt like I was like leaning and then I tried to straighten out, but there was no way.
Ready? You do this one. Oh, are you on me? I'm just so happy grilling.
Well, guys, that's all the time that we have today, but thanks for checking us out. Sorry. Okay, all right.